Hi, today we're out here in Brazil to interview people about the coronavirus. So, let's get to it. Where were you when you first heard about the coronavirus?
I don't know, it should be like 3 weeks ago or something, so either at work or at home. As I already said, I'm not that informed about the whole situation.
Okay.
So yeah, it should be either at work, most likely at work.
Okay. All right. So do you think it's dangerous?
As far as from all that I heard, I mean, I'm not a fan of panicking myself, so I heard it's very, very contagious,
Okay.
but not extremely dangerous when it's in an environment where you can handle
Right.
it, like around Western. So I'm not very concerned, but
Okay.
obviously it's important that we keep track on it.
All right, awesome. So what do you think that the countries should do to prevent the spread in their countries?
Most likely, of course, being careful about people in contact already known as contagious, like
Okay.
travelers from China, basically what we're doing right now anyways. I hear in some European countries they completely quarantine the people. I don't
Okay,
know how
yeah.
it's about Portugal, but in Germany, where I'm from, we do it. Obviously keeping track on it, keeping in connection with the Chinese government and all
Okay.
the other governments
Awesome.
of countries who are affected by this virus.
All right.
And then I'm pretty optimistic that we can get this under control.
Yeah.
If it's not under control, at least in our
Yeah.
area already. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll stop the spread at least,
Exactly.
or reduce it.
Exactly. That.
Okay, so about the quarantine, like, do you think that quarantine should be reinforced, or should be, by the will of the citizens?
Of the people,
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a slippery slope, of course, because I'm always against forcing people to do something that
Yeah,
they don't want to. But on the other hand, as far as I know, like with the limited information I have, we don't know exactly how potent the virus is until
Yeah.
now. So I would say for right now, it's the best course to at least temporarily put them on quarantine, even
Yeah.
against their will, but not completely isolating them. I heard that some countries maybe put like people that are affected together. Which
Okay.
is like basically the best thing.
Right.
Yeah, but for a limited time, I'm definitely pro quarantining
All right.
just for preventing the virus from spreading.
Exactly, because it's the whole deal. Because it's not just the safety of themselves.
Exactly.
It's a society.
Exactly.
So we can have like it's like if we have a wild animal.
It's the same with with vaccines, because
Yeah.
vaccines only work when a certain amount of people is vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which is why you can be with the whole anti-vax movement and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
really dangerous because, of course, for now it works. No anti-vax kid will have any problems with that. But if they are getting too much, then we will have a problem with the disease.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, like a sort of an analogy.
Yeah, exactly.
So for now, better to control it as long as it is,
Okay.
even if it's on the personal rights of some people for a limited
Right.
amount of time,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay. Last question. Where do you think that it came from? Like seafood, bats,
I don't
the government?
I don't know, but I'm no doctor. I was not there, so
Okay.
I could just take wild guesses. I heard that that ground zero or something was. I heard that like ground zero was like a Chinese market in Wuhan.
Yeah.
Where they contained wild animals in close
Yes.
proximity with humans that are usually not used to having those, maybe bats or koalas or whatever it was, I don't know. So I cannot answer really it for
All right.
the only rumor. I only heard rumors. I don't know, and I lack the knowledge to say it for myself.
Okay.
So
All right. Awesome.
Can't say where it comes from.
All right. Well, that was it. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, where were you when you first heard about the coronavirus?
At home in Barcelona.
Barcelona. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you think it's dangerous? Do you think it's?
I don't think that it's really dangerous as people used to. It's saying all around, and newspapers are saying. Just it's like not that dangerous as everybody says.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of people are making too big of a deal of it.
Yes, like a big alarm that I don't think it's like useful.
Okay.
Nor
Yeah.
helpful.
Maybe just the media doing that for more sales.
I don't know if this is the reason. Yes, it's probably the reason, or politicians sometimes use this to speak about this and not be focused on other
issues, more important issues.
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's just a distraction.
I think so. I think so.
All right.
Panicking, it's better than than taking care of things that really matters.
Okay, awesome. All right. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think that the countries should do, even though it's not that big of a deal? But what do you think that the country should do to prevent the spread in their countries?
In terms of, I mean, to help not spreading the virus. Be prepared, like, and probably, but not just now, and not just because of this virus, but probably like invest more money in science and research to be prepared for every kind of health issues like this.
All right, awesome. So what do you think about your personal opinion about quarantine? Like, you think people should be forced in a quarantine, or it should be anyone's will, choice to be in quarantine?
Well, this is super hard to say, because I mean, it's like if somebody has the virus, really has the virus, I don't know if it makes sense to do it. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't have a clear idea of what it really is. So I don't know if I can have a real opinion about this. Just if they really think that it's a really big deal, they probably I would probably stay in quarantine if I understand that it's a super big deal.
Okay, all right. Because in Portugal, a person can choose not to be in quarantine, and that's, I mean, for me, that's a big issue, because like say I made the other day I made the example of being like a released animal, in middle of people. It's dangerous. But like a person doesn't become an animal, but is releasing an animal, is releasing a bacteria, a virus. So, I mean, okay, it might go against people's wills, but we live in a society, and if it's not contained, other people will be affected.
I understand what you said, and it makes completely sense. But this is the same. If I would have like a virus that pop up every year, virus because of the winter, because of whatever, I would stay in quarantine. By the way, I mean staying home and not meeting friends and people to make sure that I'm not gonna spread this. So
that's you being responsible.
That's I think that's what people should do.
Exactly, that's what people should do. Because some people might be stubborn. They're like, "Oh no, I'm fine." Then it's corona everywhere. All right. Where were you when you first heard about the coronavirus? Get closer. All right, awesome.
We were home. Well, I was home in Amsterdam. Yeah, me too. I think.
All right, awesome.
At home.
All right. So, do you think it's dangerous? It's serious?
Well, I do think it's serious and dangerous, but because it's still kind of far away, I'm not scared.
Okay.
Yet. Yeah.
Same. All right.
Yeah, same. She said.
All right. So, what do you think that the country should do to prevent the spread in their countries?
Like, I feel like people shouldn't be allowed to travel from China.
Okay.
But that's stupid, and of course not really something you can reach.
Well, you can though. The United States did that, so.
Yeah, well, I heard about an interview about for Chinese people, Dutch people in China, and they really want to go home, and they're not allowed. So I think it's a good start, maybe.
Yes.
But people need to travel. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, the States also, people who are Americans and got infected, they cannot enter the country.
Yeah, well, if you're not affected, I don't think you should.
Yeah, of course, All right. So, what do you think about the quarantine? You think, what about you? You didn't respond. Is it the same?
I think it's good to not go to China and people from China go to our country.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, but it's just Chinamans, or for example, anyone who's affected.
For sure, anyone who's infected.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So
stay away.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to disease here. All right. So, what do you think about quarantine? You think it should be imposed by the government to people, or it should be anyone's will?
We just read an article about it. I was just showing her. People in Belgium and Holland, they are in a quarantine. Yeah. And I think it's kind of good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can verplicht. Anything else?
Tell them you have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it should be.
Yeah.
It's not a choice, It's not only your life.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like the government can say, sorry, you're infected, so you have to be in quarantine.
Yeah, when you're infected, yes. Yeah. But they also do it preventive. So I don't know if that is.
Well, it's still, like I said, like, you know, like there's people who might be carrying the virus, so, you know, it's good to have them quarantine to find out if they have the virus or not, you know, because like they'll go on the subway and boom, everyone's affected, like,
That's
you know.
why, yeah, I feel like the government should like just tell
intervene.
people. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. So, where do you think the virus came from? You know, like, was it bats?
I read an article about this as well.
Okay.
Which said
a lot of articles over here.
A lot of articles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a video, and it said that it's possible, like, that they found the virus like 5 years ago in a cave.
Okay.
And they're afraid that people put it out there.
All right.
That's what I read. Or it's bats, but I think it's bats.
Okay.
It's just something I think because people China pretty much everything that's alive and not alive. If I may say that, I don't know.
No, it's true though. It's yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, well, it's yeah. I feel like bats are gross anyway, so don't eat them.
Okay.
And now it's pretty sad that people get so sick because of it, of course. But I think it comes from bats, but it's just the information I have, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
do you think it also comes from the flying rats?
I don't know, but it can be. I didn't read that article, so I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you're talking about the article that came from Daily Mail. There was an article that said, there was another article that said, you know, the coronavirus. They found some coronavirus in bats, and it was very identical to the ones found in humans. Okay. So it might be possible that, you know, it came from there. You said that there was in a cave or something?
Yeah, a cave next to Wuhan or something, where it all started.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Wuhan. Actually.
Yeah, it's the town. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a cave, and they found the virus like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Already, but it stayed in the cave.
All right.
And I mean, bats live in caves, so there's a big possibility they brought it out to people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like.
Okay, but was it like people brought it without knowing, or was it like?
I think the article was about it might be possible that people did it on purpose.
Okay.
To prevent overpopulation, especially in China.
Oh, okay, conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't like a real conspiracy thing. It was more about the bats, but it was just like, it could also be like this.
Okay, yeah.
Because they already found it like 4 or 5 years ago, and out of nowhere it came out.
All right.
So they were like, why did it stay in the cave for so long, and now out of nowhere it's in here? But you know, it's an article, you never know.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just what I read.
Yeah, okay, just maybe for the clicks. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that was it. Thank you very much. So, where were you when you heard about the coronavirus?
We were in the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom, okay. So, do you think it's dangerous?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a very bad outbreak, and, and a lot of people don't know about how it spreads and what it actually does, and it's a very scary disease to actually come across.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what do you think that the countries, the measures that they should do to prevent the coronavirus from spreading their countries, like quarantine and?
I think most of the countries are already banning travel from places that actually have the virus, like China, Wuhan especially. So I think the more important things they have to do is actually go ahead and disseminate information so that people actually know how to prevent it.
All right. So do you think that quarantine should be enforced, or it should be the choice of people?
I mean, it's tough to say because, again, it's a question of whether you put the safety of your citizens versus, depriving the other country. Because, I mean, if you go ahead and force travel ban, you basically alienate some people that actually don't have it in the first place.
All right.
Because not all people from China would actually have it. So, so if you ban everyone, it'd be unfair for a lot of them. But of course, you definitely need to go ahead and try to have some measures to quarantine it.
Okay. All right, well, that was it. All right, thank you very much. So, where were you when you first heard about the coronavirus?
I was in Belgium. We live in Belgium.
Yeah, we
live awesome,
in Belgium.
Yeah.
But
I think it was
just on the news at home.
All right. So, do you think it's dangerous?
No. And the thing is, so we have now one person who's infected with the coronavirus in Belgium.
All right.
And he's now in quarantine in one specific hospital. Yes. And they say so themselves that it's not going to be dangerous in any sort.
Yeah. If you're strong and healthy,
then it should be fine.
I think for us it's not a real risk.
Big threat. For now, we don't know.
Okay. All right. So, although it's no big deal, what do you think that the governments of the country should do to prevent the spread?
Well, what they did in Belgium for now is that they cancelled all trips, etc., to China.
Right.
So that's not possible anymore. So I think it's just prevention.
Yeah.
All right.
Preventing that people go there. The people that came back now. So there was one plane that brought people from Wuhan back to Belgium, and they put them in quarantine immediately.
Right.
So I think for now that's the only things they can do. I mean, building new hospitals would be a bit too quick, I think.
All right. What about you?
Well, yeah, I think she said a lot, but just searching for a medicine or things like that.
Okay.
It will take a while.
All right. So there and back again, like the Hobbit. All right. So what do you think the countries? No. What do you think quarantine? You know, should it be should it be the self choice of every individual to go into quarantine, or should the government impose it?
So I think the government should impose it, especially when you're aware of the fact that you have the coronavirus.
Okay.
Then I think definitely. If it's not the case, then I think it's difficult. Maybe making it obligatory to at least do the test to check if you have the virus or not. But once you have it, I think it should be imposed.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So last question: where do you think that the virus came from? Bats, seafood, the government creating a virus.
Okay, I don't think it's the government. But indeed the food that the Chinese ate, maybe the animals that are not really legal.
Okay.
But to be honest, I didn't really do a lot of research on it, so I'm not really sure. I think it's from animals in one way.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yes. I read an article about the bats and that the chance is high that it comes there from, but
at least not the government.
No, I don't think they would create such a virus.
It's like the conditions and mixed with animals. Yeah, because they don't have any hygiene there. Like the markets, like they cook, they never wash where. They like cut the animals open and it's disgusting, and they eat a lot of animals that even how they treat the animals, right? They don't feed them well.
What they feed them.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, so that was it. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck.